Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of Daily Stock, we are going to consider a very interesting stock. Interesting in the sense that this stock has been particularly volatile this year. At one point in time, it felt like it might even drop to zero. Literally, not only metaphorically, because the company was on the verge of bankruptcy. But after it reached agreement with its creditors, it has written off for $1 billion of its loans, and it is now looking at the possibility of revival in its quarterly earnings released last week. It has even given a hope that it might be indeed looking at a turnaround in the near future with the expectations of growth in profit for the upcoming quarterly earnings. This quarter, the ongoing quarter, that is the quarter which is going to end in September, the company is expecting it to make money at least EV TIDA, that is earning before interest, tax, and depreciation. The company is expecting it to be profitable by operations before it factors in the expenses related to interest and taxes. Even if the company is able to do that, it will be a big victory for the company because at one point in time it looks like that there is no coming back for the company and it might be on its final stages of closing down. But now it is indeed looking at a fresh start, and we have seen its shares also rebound from those low levels, and currently stocks trades close to the US dollar 40 at one time. It was almost 98% down from its lifetime high. So this is remarkable, and not only in a funny sense of the way. Let us go into its quarterly earning report and see what the story is all about for the second quarter of 2023. This is Carvana's earning release. If we look at the company's announcement, it has highlighted the very fact that it has been able to achieve some sort of recovery, and it is expecting the not second, the third quarter EBITDA to be positive, which will be the second consecutive quarter. As this quarter as well, it has been operationally positive, so that is quite achievement because it was in red, it was continuously losing money for last couple of quarters. Almost all of 2022, it saw big losses, and only in recent months, the company is looking at these recovery. If we look at the highlights of the company's earnings report, the gross profit per unit stands at US dollar 6,520, almost an increase of 94% compared to the second quarter of 2022. The net loss margin is, was at 3.5% for this quarter, which is an improvement of 7.8%. The retail units sold stand at 76,530, which have brought in the revenues of US dollar 2.968 billion, which is lower here, 35% and 24% respectively, compared to the second quarter of 2022. The company's gross unit sales are lower 35%, but the revenue it has been able to bring in is down only 24%. So there is improvement in the margin company is able to generate. For forward guidance, the only thing it has highlighted is the expectation of the company's management to make profitable operations. It is expecting the positive EBITDA. Now let us look at some supplemental financial reports. The non-GAAP gross profit and non-GAAP GPU. If we look at this segmental results, let us look at numbers. The retail units sold are still lower in comparison to what the company was achieving last year. Here, the retail units sold are 35% lower in comparison to the second quarter of 2022. So the company is still to recover from its earlier sales numbers, but it has been able to cut costs, lower its expenses, and that has been a big factor in its turnaround of operations. It has managed to make the company operationally profitable, and maybe if it is able to sustain this momentum in a couple of quarters, we might see company finally being able to make a net profit as well. These are additional data points. Now we will go to the technical side of the story and see what the company's share price is doing in recent times. Is the Carvana CVNA stock. Now, if we look at the share price of the company had made this high at 57.10. In the month of July, from then on, it has lost around 30% of its value. But the interesting part is here, where it was trading in single digits. At one point in time, it was even trading below $4. So this is the point where it was below $4 as well. And if we look at this price and its current price, then indeed it's a big turnaround to say the least. Now, finally, it has been able to climb up, and it will be interesting to see how things shape up moving forward because the company has been in consolidation phase for last couple of weeks. It is not moving much, now it is going lower neither higher. It is simply going sideways, and this is the announcement impact, the quarterly results announcement impact, where the share price initially surged 3 percentage point up only to again decline gave up all these gains in the same session and closed the day lower than its prior day's closing price. From there on, the momentum has been bearish, not overly bearish, but still the consolidation has been more favorable to bears than bulls. And if we look at the current pricing formation, this is the case of lower lows and lower highs. So unless company reverses, I would not be advising any fresh investment decisions. It is better to avoid it from the perspective of buying it. But if you are a trader and looking to short it, then the opportunities are likely to keep coming. And if we have to consider the immediate high and lows to watch out for, then I think these two highs which formed in the last week are going to be important because unless the immediate swing high is broken, we can be fairly confident of continuation of the formation of lower lows and lower highs. So keeping that in mind, we can indeed take our chances and look for profiting in this current environment where it is trading in bullish momentum. Now, if we look at it from the daily charting perspective, the rebound has been fairly sharp from these low levels. So, from this chart, you can even make a sense that it is simply in a consolidation phase, and as the company is expecting to turn around its operation, and the company might spend in consolidation. So, if there is no sharp move on the lower side, and if the company is able to sustain its price above $30, then we can indeed look for buying opportunities, but that is right away. For sure, eye on immediate swing highs, and if the company doesn't give swing highs, which are better visible on hourly charting, you can indeed go for highs. So all you have to do is wait for the next lower high, and after consolidation, jump on the bandwagon with the expectation of continuation of this bearish momentum. So that's my take looking at the current price information of the Carvana. We saw its financial reports where it has noted the possibility of continuation of its operational profitability, and as the lenders creditors have written off $1 billion worth of loan, its cash outflow has also reduced its operations. So I think the worst seems to be over for the company. At least there is no immediate hanging fraud on the company's neck. It is likely to continue its operations unless any significant change happens. So that's all from my side for today's session, where we looked at the Carvana's quarterly earnings and its share price momentum, and we have concluded with a fair degree of confidence that the immediate momentum is bearish, and it is better to keep looking for opportunities to short it. And maybe after a couple of weeks, you can give it a fresh look. And if the momentum is showing the signs of turnaround, we can indeed go for initiation of a long trade as well from the medium term perspective. So thank you all for joining in. If you have any query or any idea to share, do write to me in the feedback, and I'll be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Thank you all for joining in. Have a fabulous time ahead. See you next time around with a equally interesting stock to deal with. See you next time around. Thank you all. Goodbye.